You alright, Gareth?
Hey Vaughn, welcome.
I got you a present.
Right on time.
Yeah,
Very much.
Came all the way from Slovenia.
The Ollo studio headphones.
That's right.
We're going to do unboxing, right?
We're going to do an unboxing and geek out a little bit. So
I'm ready for it.
let me grab my seat and let's get started.
Okay, yeah, take a seat.
Hi guys, and welcome to Geek Talk. We're here with our good friend Gareth Jones.
Hi Vaughn, welcome again.
So guys, last year I did a boxing review. I've just got it here, the S4X reference headphones from Ollo Audio, and I want to say a shout out to the guys at Ollo, Rock, the designer, and the lovely Kaya at reception, who has sent this to you, Mr. Jones. This is the brand new version of their new closed back design.
Yeah, and the reason that I took this, or said I was interested in checking it, as you know, is because I know you were impressed with the open back.
Yes.
I'm kind of covered for open back headphones in my studio because I'm a huge Audeze fan.
Yes.
Which is obviously a different level. Sorry
Yes.
to wave the knife at you. But for tracking, obviously, I'm super interested in closed back headphones, and I'm always and I've always been very keen actually to give artists the very best headphone experience I can when we're tracking, because I think it's important. I used to spend ages trying to get the headphone mix right for people, and so it's a good time, you know. It's interesting.
And you've said you like headphones. You're a real headphones guy.
I've been a headphone nut since I was a teenager,
exactly,
when I used to listen to really shitty headphones under the covers when I was supposed to be asleep.
Yeah.
You know? So, and through the early Walkman, as you know, it's a big part of my life, man. So,
Right,
and I got many different sets of headphones, but we're looking at this. Actually says on it, studio headphones. We are actually specifically looking at something in this. In this case, for use in my studio.
In the studio, so,
you know, and obviously, if I connect with the sound, I'm going to be referencing them myself sometimes, because it's a good thing. But primarily, I'm looking for great headphones for me for tracking and for my friends and clients and colleagues. You know.
Well, it's brilliant. So we're going to do an unboxing now.
Shall I actually start the unboxing? Right, I'm doing it. Look, I've got my knife.
Start the unboxing.
I can't say what kind of knife this is because I don't endorse them.
Yeah.
There we go. So.
And what I noticed on the first video is they don't waste on packaging. They're very sustainable.
Yeah, man, I like that too.
Yeah.
I really like that. I really don't like it when I get like a box covered in what I call sellotape. You know,
and gold and all kinds of
it's
stuff.
Like, man, come on, it's like 2021.
Yeah.
Let's just use as much paper as we can. Apple are really good like that.
Yeah.
And Amazon, actually, I know that lots of people have problems with Amazon. I use them all the time. But Amazon are really good with their paper packaging. And look, Ollo are really good. You can't listen to music in space. Save the planet. Awesome. That's going straight in my journal.
In your journal, yeah?
That's going in my journal, yeah. I like...
Stick it on your sleeve.
I like...
yeah, that's a nice little touch, that, actually. Yeah.
Now look, I don't know what we've got here. We've got a certificate of authenticity. Awesome. Look at that. It's a rather overlarge manual. Put the headphones on, plug the headphones in, and put them in on your head. So, that's a good vibe, actually. I mean, you know, they do seem, look at that, kind of seems like might be made of wood even.
Yeah, they are. It's actually, the wood is called American walnut, actually.
Okay, it does look beautiful, I must say. And let's see, so we've got those. This is something as well.
I think that's the headphone jack, or the earphone jacks.
Pull, it says this. Okay, I'm going to try pulling. Oh, pull, yeah, I pulled. Yeah, well, this is something as well. Look at that. Oh no, this is a bag. This is a bag, a headphone bag. Yeah, that's always a good thing. I actually, like a bag for my headphones. This is the...
that's the cable.
The cable. See, this is quite nice because it allows... I've got one small headphone amp at home that has balanced outputs. I'm quite interested in experimenting with balanced output for headphones, and clearly this is going to allow this down the road because you get access to the two.
Yeah,
cups separately.
you're a lot cleverer than me, because the last time I pulled mine out, I was like, which one's left, which one's right? It took me a while to figure that out.
Well, I've no idea which is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter in that case.
It looks really symmetrical, doesn't it?
Yeah. And what's great about these, I mean, this is obviously a very pro design. Obviously, with the headphones being able to clip in and out, and so if they break, you can just buy a new cable, and all the parts are replaceable.
Yeah.
And they're built from aluminium and steel,
which is really good. Yeah, it feels really nice, doesn't it? And the I don't know if there's probably nothing in here now. That's just packaging. It's all very eco-friendly packaging.
Yes.
I'm only wondering for the vegans amongst us if this is vegan or not. Replaceable. Detachable, easy. It doesn't say what the ear pads are made out of.
That was American walnut is the wood, and I believe the leather is what they call. It's not leather. They call it Nortex leather. They call it Nortex leather, so it's obviously a synthetic.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, but it all feels really good. I'm going to put them on, right?
There we go. There we go.
There's quite a resonance when I touch this band here.
Yeah.
That might need damping. See, I've got these metal legs on this Corbusier table were ringing in my studio, and I had to put rubber damping and cable ties around them. That's the solution I came up with. I could hear them ringing. And in a similar way, this rings when I touch it, which is a bit weird. But anyway, I got these are the Audizes, one of the sets of Audizes that I use. I've got two Audizes, one at home, and those
are very expensive.
They're very expensive, yeah. They're very awesome.
Yeah.
And I use a Grace headphone amp here. I mean, this isn't even a mix, right? So there's no point here but I'll just get a very quick feel. That's really good first impression, actually. Very spacious, and the bottom end sounds quite. I just tracked these synths yesterday in Studio B, which is where my main modular rig is at the moment, or a lot of my modular stuff. So I'm quite focused on what it sounds like. This is sound is made with my Pittsburgh, and this is made with a further oscillator and some mimeophone delays. So I just tracked it yesterday, so I'm quite focused on what it sounds like, and both of those things connected really well. It was a really nice experience. As I just turned the volume up, I felt the space and size, which is kind of quite important to me. So I mean, this is a no bullshit thing, actually. This is what I feel about them. That was a good vibe. So as you can probably tell, because straight away I was fussing about the pinging of this headband. I'm going to have to do something about that. But that's an easy fix for me. And but obviously, all audio, it needs to play for a week, really. I mean, when we're going to go and get a bit of lunch, right?
Yeah.
And I will just leave it on loop. All this stuff is going to sound. It's not even really worth talking about the sound till it's thoroughly played in. But first impressions are awesome. So thank you very much, Ollo team. These are going to get a lot of use.
Right, so initial, 5-second listen so far.
Initial vibes were good, as you heard on the. I like them. They are. Well, I mean, I spoke about it already. You heard. Initial impression was super positive. I just quickly compared them to my old, whatever these are, ultrasounds that I've been using for years for tracking headphones. These are much loved.
Yeah.
They have a. But these I don't know, they seem a bit tighter. They might not go quite so low. To me, this is a more contemporary, workable sound. My instinct is I'd probably trust these more for mixing than these. I've used these for tracking a lot because they were legendary headphones once, you know, and they still are in use all the time.
Okay, so so in all fairness, now what we'll do is we're going to head off now, and I'll probably come back after a week or so once you've had some time to hear them and have an update.
Yeah, okay, have an update with further impressions, right?
Absolutely.
It's not for me to judge this stuff, but I'm going to enjoy listening to these things.
For sure. All right, until then, see you later.
Bye.
Right, and we're back. Gareth, it's been 2 months ago since I dropped off those Ollo audio headphones with you.
Okay.
And before we jump into that, just going off topic slightly, this just arrived at my house. Let's see if you recognise it.
Oh yeah, I thought that was going to be our electrogenetic project.
Yeah.
But no, this is a Sunroof record. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for buying that, Vaughn. I appreciate it. Thanks for your support.
You're welcome. You're probably thinking, why haven't I listened to it? I've listened to a track online, but I thought I would buy this on vinyl, and when I get a chance, I'm going to listen to it. So anyway, to you guys out there, this is Gareth Jones's collaboration along with Daniel Miller. This is your Sunroof project.
Electronic Music Improvisations Volume 1. And it's been a wonderful journey. Ongoing, actually. Daniel's largely based in Berlin, where he lives with his wife. And he's popped back to London recently, and we hooked up for a couple of toe in the water kind of sessions for Volume 2.
That's amazing. Well, I'll tell you what, let's jump into the Ollo thing.
Okay. Sure.
No. I'd love to talk about that at the end. But yeah, guys, this is Gareth Jones and Daniel Miller's latest record under their Sunroof project. Do check it out. 2 of the masters in the field. So, Gareth, you've had these for 2 months now.
Here we go.
Is that enough time to
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a reviewer, as you know, and I'm not an expert. But
no, you're not an expert at all.
I mean, what I mean is, I'm not I'm not really an expert on. I do love headphones, as you know, and I'm still using them, which is great.
Sure.
I like them. They're not, I've got I use them in my home in Studio B quite a lot. It's not a downside exactly, right? But I've also got Sony Bluetooth over-ear cans that are awesome. So if I'm travelling, I take those anyway with a cable that plugs into the modular. So I don't take these when I'm travelling because I only take one pair. So, but I think I prefer the sound of these actually for working. Listening to music. Most of the time I've been using them for constructing tracks with my modular.
Right.
They sound really good, coming out the headphone jack on the modular, and they sound really good hooked up to like a nice high-end headphone amp.
Right.
Grace Audio, that is, that one back there. So yeah, Ollo sent them to me, so thanks very much. But I do get sent stuff that I kind of don't use.
Oh, I see.
I don't solicit stuff that I don't think I'm going to use.
Yeah.
You kindly introduced me to Ollo, and they sent these, and I have very much enjoyed using them, and I would actually recommend them. I have recommended them to a friend of mine where he said he was thinking about headphones for mixing on the go. He's relocating. He's a very experienced producer and musician, and he asked me about my headphone choices. And of course, as you know, I also use the very high-end and very expensive Audizy headphones.
Yeah.
And I said those, but I said also I've just discovered these as well. And of course they're different, but they are super comfortable, and I'm still really enjoying using them, And I think I haven't tried it yet, but they've got as kind of I get a kind of quite a good connection to the music with them. So I'm thinking about offering them to vocalists to use, because I've always been super keen on trying to offer the vocalist like an awesome headphone sound when they're using it. I do a lot of vocals just on the speakers, but when we're using headphones, I just think it's wonderful for any musician to have a great sound in their head. Obviously,
it makes them sing better.
Yeah, and I guess it's the same for many different kind of players.
Yeah.
So, and because these are closed back, as you know, I was super keen to have the closed back version. Because these are closed back, then they are a potential for using for tracking. You know, of course, there is still my bugbear.
Yeah.
It's kind of quite ringy.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem... Whoa, that is bad. It doesn't seem... When I'm just sitting there listening to music, I'm not saying I can hear that resonant frequency.
Yeah.
Have you got the same ones at home?
I've got you. Actually, I'll just.
Or have you got the closed? Okay,
actually, I'll just grab mine quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got the open back. These are the open back design.
Can I do the ping test?
Yeah, of course
do you
mind?
Can. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
So I don't. That's not. That only irritates me when I'm not working with them. When I put them on, it's shocking.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's negatively. When speakers or things ring, if speaker stands ring, I always feel it's bad for the sound.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the case here. I don't know yet. But it is quite. That doesn't sound like much. But when you put them on and do it, it's really quite a bell So, but I have got a plan, which is to get a really nice piece of old leather and maybe cut it to shape and like glue it onto both sides,
just to dampen it.
As a piece of dampening.
Sure.
But but I mean, other than that, I mean, they are beautifully made.
They're great,
and they sound great. And also, it's nice that our friend Kevin, who I know you've just been mastering your new record with.
Yeah, that's right.
If I can just plug your music.
Yeah, thank you.
He's Vaughn said to me that it's one of the finest pieces of mastering that he's ever had back from anyone that Kevin did for him.
Shout out to Kevin Paul, who's also an Ollo audio fan. I think he mixes on these as well.
He's a great fan, isn't he? He said, and that. You know, it's always nice when fellow professionals... I'm always interested in what fellow professionals are doing.
Yeah.
And I got massive respect for Kevin as well.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, my ears aren't lying to me, actually. Kevin really rates them as well.
Yeah.
So yes, great. It's always nice to be given something as beautiful as this. And thank you. As I said, I'm using them. And I'm happy with them. And they are currently, I suppose you would say, they're my go-to dynamic headphones.
That's fantastic. Well, that's brilliant. Thanks for that, Gareth. That's there we go, guys. So that's Gareth's review on the Ollo Audio closed back designs. I will put a link in the description below, and you can go back and see the video I did last year, which is on this, which is the open back design. Now, the open back headphones are better for mixing. Gareth, they've got a...
Is that what Kevin uses?
I believe Kevin uses these as well. And of course, those are a closed-back design one. So the closed-back designs are better for, for tracking. You can mix with them as well. The only thing is with these open-back design ones is, if you've got them on, you can hear a lot of the sound around you and people can hear them as well. So if you're mixing on a plane or a train or a coffee shop and you don't want to be distracted by the outside noises, I'd recommend the closed-back design.
Yeah, and also, if you're listening to music in the same room as your wife and she's really irritated by tinny sound coming out the outside of the headphones, these are a much better option. Yeah. By the way, I always unplug mine when I put them in the bag. Oh. I noticed yours are plugged in. I think that's a bit of a risk on this.
Oh,
I think they've done it deliberately for transport. These seem very decently made, these cables. Yeah. And I'm careful with all the cables I've got, but so I always unplug them because then what am I talking about? Simple static. I just feel it's a bit of a risk.
Yeah, you're right.
Snapping off in the bag, so I always put them like that. And
I think the whole idea is that every part on this headphone is replaceable.
Okay.
So if a can breaks, you can buy every part. So it's a real pro design.
I think that's really good. Sennheiser are legendary for that. Lots of people have these. Sennheiser have been really good over the years. I don't have a personal connection with them. Yeah. But the people love these cans because they take a beating, but you can get every bit. And I did a wonderful thing with my Sennheiser these are my 600s. These are this is my first set of quality cans, I suppose. A long time ago, and they got really beat up and worn down.
Yeah.
And I sent them back to Sennheiser, and they had like a standard £75 service charge, and they came back looking like new.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, they were. How much do these retail at, these Ollos? About $350, right?
Close to. Don't quote me on this, guys. Which check. It's about €400. I think.
Is it? Yeah.
€350 and €400.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of comparable.
Yeah.
Well, comparable price to these.
Yeah.
But but very different. Obviously, very different kind of vibe. You can see that.
Yeah. I love the design, and I mean the market is very, very competitive, and I just find for myself these have helped my mixers sound a lot better. Anyway, you guys can be the judge of that, not me.
But I think that's super important.
Yeah.
With all monitoring.
Yeah.
People develop like the market. You know, the speakers. Obviously, there's loads of awesome different speakers. And I think if you develop a connection with it.
Yeah.
And then you can present work that translates.
That's right.
Is that what we're trying to do?
Absolutely. Well, Gareth, thanks. I'm glad to see you. You've got good value from that. I want to say thank you once again to Rock and Kaya and the Ollo Audio team for these great headphones. And I personally, and Gareth as well, have got no hesitation to recommend these. Personally,
should we do the twin set look?
We'll do the twin set. There we go. Yeah, my mixers are a lot better since I've been using them. Gareth, before we go, just we mentioned earlier on, just quickly for the viewers there, just tell them all about. Now, if you're not a frequent visitor of this channel, you will know that Gareth Jones. Just Google him up and you'll see he's been involved with everyone from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Erasure, Depeche Mode, Jan Tiersen, Emily Tiersen. The list is endless. He is. In fact, I've said he's one of the most influential producers of our generation, and you can give me that tenner later for saying that.
Yeah.
But he's obviously now started releasing his own music under his name Electrogenetic, and he has a vinyl coming out soon, which you guys will keep you guys updated. But this project, which is exciting, is his collaboration with fellow legend Daniel Miller. And this was the first one, and you just tell us about the second one you're busy working on at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't say we're busy working on it exactly.
Talking about it.
But it is called Electronic Music Improvisations Volume 1. And when we did that, we kind of intended, it was a kind of encouragement to ourselves to say, well, let's not just stop there. Let's move on to Volume 2. And, we've been physically separated for a long time because of the pandemic, and we've been in different countries, and we've recently got together again and done a little bit of trial recordings. You see, we don't really define our aim. We have a clearly defined aim, but it doesn't involve critically listening to the music soon after we've done it. So we've made some recordings. And then we put them away, and we'll listen to, when we've got a collection of recordings like we did for this record, we'll start listening to them and saying, well, does any of it fit together? Do we like any of it? So I call it dipping a toe in the water. We call it just mucking about, but we do record it.
And the theory, Gareth, you were saying is that with this project, every bit of music is recorded on a different location.
That was part of our manifesto for this record. We've slightly tweaked the manifesto for the new record, and one of the major things that we've said, we've halved the size of our Euro-rack cases. Daniel's suggestion, actually. He said, why don't we use less equipment this time? And we already used only like a whatever it is, 208U Euro, two rows of 104U Euro rack. But so it wasn't huge. It was still a travelling rack.
Sure.
Or 3 rows actually, because we both had a controller row as well. But this time we decided to drop a row and just have 2 rows of 104. For something new.
Yeah,
simplicity,
sure.
An attempt perhaps to be more minimal. This is quite dense. It's we're both very happy with it, obviously.
I haven't listened to it
no,
yet.
we're both delighted with it, but it is quite dense, and we both had a feeling that it might be nice to make something with more space this time. But it's early days.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. We're also looking at battery packs, because we wanted to be able to possibly record in locations where there's no mains power, in the woods, in a car park, under the M25, by a stone circle. I don't know, man. We haven't,
Yeah.
But so we're investigating that. It's very fluid at the moment because we're not. Daniel's now gone back to Berlin, and the next time we meet might be Super Booth.
Well, I do think there is a strong chance that you might see Gareth Jones in a park near you with his coffee and his modulars and his Ollo headphones and a battery pack. Is that right?
There you go. That's very possible. Yeah.
Listen, Gareth, thank you so much for your time as always.
Okay, yeah, you're very welcome.
And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. And Ollo, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.